coming in, sources are telling India today that the government and the opposition have reached a consensus over the GST bill.
India will become one trading zone. GST will kill the small businesses. Absolutely wrong. Because they can form a complete independent ecosystem until the law is amended to bring them into the mainstream and do away with the exemptions and the composition scheme. Until then, they will be part of a parallel ecosystem which will continue to flourish until they become confident that they can get into the mainstream. Everybody has to have information technology to be a part of the GST. Not necessary. You need to change and access a cyber cafe only at the end of every month when you are obligated to file your return. So the smallest man or woman can actually make invoices manually, continue to do that. But at the end of every month, go to a cyber cafe, file the return, and not have anything else to fear. But on the other hand, the encouragement to get into an IT-oriented system is one of the biggest benefits that GST may deliver. No other tax other than GST will be levied. This is not true at all. We have seen that the Tamil Nadu local bodies levied a 30% tax on film tickets, and that led to a complete close down of the theatres in Tamil Nadu. We also saw that there is a local body tax called the wheel tax that the Maharashtra government chose to levy as soon as it became clear that GST was resulting in a 2, 3, 4, 5% reduction in vehicle prices. These are pure local body decisions. What is important is to make sure that the states will participate in disciplining all economic participants in the state to make sure that these unnecessary irritants to economic activity are kept under significant control. You may need to pay the GST twice over if you make credit card payments. Absolutely wrong. Only the user or the convenience charge, the facilitation charge, which is an extremely small quantum. In the case of film tickets, it may be 20 rupees. In some other cases, it may be 50 rupees. And so the only incremental tax on those fees is from 15%, which was the erstwhile service tax rate, and 18%, which is the current GST rate. So 3% on an extremely small additional convenience charge is trivial, and it does not brook any discussion. And therefore, this whole myth which is being created around deceleration in credit card payments is just that, a myth. The inflation rate at the wholesale level in the month of July that we saw is the lowest that I have ever seen in my career, at 0.9%. Even at the consumer price level, the inflation rate at 1.59% is one of the lowest I've ever seen. And therefore, the inflation bugbear is a myth, because the entire attempt in setting rates in the GST process has been to remain as close as the earlier tax burden as was feasible. And I think through the whole process of actually implementing this great reform, all this will be supported, and the myths which are surrounding GST will vanish and evaporate, and people will begin to realize that this is a facile, easy to implement, easy to follow tax regime which will make them free of any fear of the law, reduce their contact with the tax department, and allow them to carry on their economic activity at a pace that they had never done before.